Hello again and welcome to the Super League Raw News update on Monday the 12th of February. Just over 72 hours to go until the 2024 Betfred Super League kicks off. Of course, the Hull derby. We can't wait for that. More about that later. As always, we've done the legwork. We've gone around the grounds to bring you the latest news from around the game and, of course, from Super League Raw. We're going to start with Super League Raw because we announced yesterday the Prediction League is back up and running here at Super League Raw. That's right. Get onto our Facebook pages today and you tell us who you think will win in round one and by what score. You're going head-to-head as a fans forum community with myself, Greg, Steph, Joel, and, of course, Gary Schofield in 2024. Last year, it was Gary's turn. The year before that, it was you, the fans forum, who won the Prediction League. Get involved. Great bit of fun every single week. The predictions now live on our Facebook pages. Also, of course, the Super League Fantasy League is back. That's right. Go onto the official Super League page and post your team today. Tomorrow night, live on Super League Raw Weekly, we will be announcing the Super League Raw Mini League code so that you can join our league and get involved this season. Ryan Birch did last year, and there he is with his brand new Huddersfield Giants shirt, courtesy of Super League Raw, presented to him by Earl Crabtree, Leroy Cudjoe, and, of course, Joel Scholes. Could you be on this graphic next year? Will you win the Super League Raw Mini Fantasy League? There's only one way to do it. Get onto the Super League website, post your team, and tomorrow night, get the code from Super League Raw and join the great bit of fun that we're going to have throughout the season with the Super League Raw Mini Fantasy League. Get involved. Right, outstanding stuff, of course, right across the game. Let's get into some news, and we're going to start with a really serious bit of news. Well done to the Rugby Football League, Super League, and everybody involved in the game. The Respect campaign has been launched, and this is how they launched it.
Matty Ashton! And Marshall will get the first try of the night.
Respect is about ensuring that everybody involved in Rugby League, especially children and young people, have a positive and enjoyable experience.
Oh, that's brilliant! Absolutely brilliant from Brown! He's gone through! Lomax will get it back!
Respect means treating others how you would wish to be treated yourself.
To Emily Roach, who's got to use her footwork and strolling!
Respect for my teammates.
For my opponents.
For match officials.
And for the fans in the stands.
Respect for each other makes Rugby League an even greater game.
Respect isn't just part of the game.
It is the game.
Respect is the game indeed. One of the things that attracted me to this game and why I continue to follow it is that it's the community feel that Rugby League brings. Families, you know, young children, old people, everybody in the middle, you name it. No matter where you're from, no matter your background, you're welcome in Rugby League. Yes, we like a bit of banter on the terraces. Of course we do. But let's keep it respectful. That's been the DNA of our game for many, many years. Challenge Cup finals, grand finals, magic weekends, all of us mingling together. Very little trouble. That's what makes Rugby League so great. It's the best sport in the world, and it's supported by the best community in the world. We've always sung national anthems louder than anybody else. Abide with me, Jerusalem. We've always shown each other utmost respect when we've gone to grounds and there's been minutes applauses and minute silences. Let's continue that tradition. Let's make sure that Rugby League continues to be the best supported competition in the world. You know, we know what we bring to the world of sport as fans. Let's make sure we keep it respectful. Yes, let's keep the banter going, of course, but let's keep it respectful. Right, let's get into some news. And of course, last year, great start to the season for St Helens with the World Club Challenge, but of course, in the league and in the Challenge Cup, they fell short last year. James Roby retired, Louis McCarthy scars brought the pantomime villain, he's gone. Will Hapoati also leaving the club. They've, of course, let certain players like Dan Norman leave as well. But Jonny Lomax has been speaking to the Sportsman. Get yourself over to the Sportsman. We say this every time. Some brilliant interviews on there. But Johnny's been talking to the Sportsman, and as far as he's concerned, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be business as usual.
Kind of collectively lose the experienced heads that you have now coming to this season. Does that kind of change the dynamic of your role a little bit in terms of leadership and maybe having to kind of take more of that onto your shoulders?
To be fair, it probably doesn't change my role so much. Obviously, losing them quality players and quality people, you know, we will operate in that as well. I think you lose that quality of person. Sometimes it's not just about the player and what they do. You lose that quality of the person. Obviously, there is going to be effect on that. I feel for myself. bit different. That I've obviously probably spent the longest time with Robes in terms of playing years than anybody else, any other teammate that he's had. So probably my kind of almost being his, I suppose, right hand man in some ways is kind of always. I've always been in and around them conversations, that type of leadership that we've had at the club. So it probably doesn't change too much for dynamic. Certainly not that I've seen as of yet. I don't know how that'll change moving forward, but yeah, as a group I think we've got a good core leadership that has been developed on quality people that you just alluded to there, which should set us up quite nicely moving forward. You know, at the end of the day, you I suppose end up with being a reflection of the people that you respect, and obviously we all had high respect for the lads that you've mentioned leaving, and I think that, you know, when you have that respect, you want to reflect them, you want to bring their best values and traits forward, and I think that that's why as a group we have been quite successful over the last few years, because we've had good people in and around at the top of it that have, you know, carried on with their philosophies.
We believe Jonny Lomax was the right choice for the new St Helens captaincy, and he seems pretty confident. It is a conveyor belt, isn't it, St Helens? They might not have brought many people in, but what they have brought in for this season are quality signings. They're going to be in the mix. There is no question about that, is there? Right, yesterday morning we premiered our brand new episode of In Conversation with Paul Rowley, the coach, of course, of the Salford Red Devils. Get yourself over to YouTube later on today if you've not caught that already and watch it, or if you prefer to listen, it is available as a podcast on Apple, Amazon and Spotify. It was a great interview, a great chat with Paul. I thoroughly enjoyed it, talking about his career as a player, as a coach, the departures at Salford, his hopes and aspirations for the new season. But here's a little clip from the interview where he talked about his pride of playing for England in the World Cup.
96 against France, the European Cup at Gateshead. But playing against Australia and adding to that opposite number 9 was Andrew Johns, who I've already alluded to earlier. I've got a great picture of me strangling him up on my wall, and he won't know who I am at all. You know what I mean? I'm insignificant to him in how good of a career he's had, but I do like that picture. It's good, you know. So yeah, it's one of them. It's a little bit like the debut moment. You know, you try not to waste all your energy taking deep breaths and try not to cry when you're singing the anthem. Is special. So it's definitely a moment that just drive. I love the whole thing. I love the whole being in camp. I loved everything about it. And representing your country is not only like a recognition that, you know, you've made it to the top and you're doing all right, but I just think it's pride. And
it is pride indeed. It was a great interview. Go and catch that now. And of course, more In Conversations will be coming to you throughout the season. We hope you're enjoying the new series, and we will be announcing very shortly who our next guest in Conversation is going to be. Look away now if you're a London Broncos fan, because more bad news has been released by the club today. Ethan Natali is out. Great little bit of Italian there. He's out for the start of the season. He's broken his wrist in training. He, of course, will be joined on the sideline by Josh Rourke, who broke his leg last week. Of course, no Bill Leyland for them. The injury list just keeps getting bigger and bigger for the London Broncos. And of course, they got to St Helens in that first game on Friday night. You wouldn't want to be in Mike Eccles' shoes, would you? But there is a little bit of good news in the fact that Lee Kershaw has now been signed for the 2024 season. The ex-Wakefield man, of course. He played 50 times for Wakefield, scored 18 tries, and will bring much needed Super League experience, we feel, to the London Broncos. So a little bit of good news there. And based on the injuries that are going on, I would expect he won't be the last to come through the door at the London Broncos. Speaking of injuries, wasn't it good to see Mike Cooper back on the field at the weekend for the Wigan Warriors in their pre-season match? He missed most of 2023. He's been a great pro, Mike Cooper, and whilst he's got his work cut out to be involved in that Wigan starting lineup this season with the abundance of riches that Mr. Peters got at his disposal this season, we do wish Mike well. Now, off to the Leeds Rhinos, and you know, one of the reports that we really like here on Super League League Raw is James Dayton. We love his Facebook page, Rugby League with JD. And he's been working on behalf of Radio Leeds once again at the Super League launch last week. And he got in front of Rohan Smith. Rohan Smith, of course, a disastrous season for him and the Leeds Rhinos last year. But they have gone out, haven't they? And they have been on the hunt in terms of recruitment. And Rohan is absolutely delighted with the way his new recruits have settled in. He's very optimistic for the new season.
I think there's a clearer identity, and the fact that with Croft and Ackers coming and having come from Salford, where it's not the same, and we're not coaching the same way, but there's a level of sort of bravery or expansion, maybe that a lot of other clubs don't take. So Brodie and Ackers fitting into that mentality has been seamless, and the other guys that we've brought in, Miller and Frawley and Momirovski particularly, those guys want to play tough, hard footy, and they've been in those environments, but they also see opportunity to be a bit different and to express ourselves. Obviously, conditions and refereeing and situation of the game and all those things take have an influence on our performance, but we're endeavouring to play a really team orientated way of playing, where if someone's not playing, someone else fits in and plugs the gap, and we play the same way. That's what we're striving to do.
We just spoke a few moments ago about the recruitment of St. Helens. You've got to say, Leeds Rhinos, wow, some exceptional recruitment done at the Rhinos. He mentioned there Paul Momirovski. We actually picked him out last week as a player to watch in centre for the Leeds Rhinos this season. And of course, they entertained Salford this Friday. Brodie, Croft, Andy Ackers going back up against their former employers. That's going to be a cold one, isn't it? It's going to be a great game at Headingley. We can't wait for that one. And I'm sure you're going to be watching that one as well on Friday night. If not live, certainly on record and catch it later. Super League Raw continues to go from strength to strength with more viewers and more followers. Does your company want to get involved?
In 2024, we are inviting you to join our team. Last year, an average of 6,500 passionate Rugby League fans were watching Super League Raw shows on Facebook and YouTube each and every week. This year, we expect that to double with new programmes and new platforms brought online. We are inviting your company to support Super League Raw on our journey of becoming the #1 online destination for Rugby League. Sponsorship packages for the 2024 season are now available across programmes and features including Super League Raw Weekly, our weekly flagship programme watched by over 23,500 Rugby League supporters last year. In the Sheds, our groundbreaking game-by-game match analysis short programme attracted 45,000 viewers in 2023. Game of the Week, the 30-minute in-depth preview show for Best Tie the Round increased in popularity from its launch in round 13 with over 9,000 viewers. Other opportunities include the new 2024 In Conversation series featuring the biggest names in the game, Super League Raw News, a bi-weekly show that captures the biggest stories from around the grounds, and of course, the all-new Super League Raw podcast on Spotify, Apple Music and Amazon Music. Packages start from as little as £200 plus VAT for the 2024 season, so don't hesitate. Call David at Super League Raw today on 07368 211 595. That's 07368 211 595. Play your part in promoting the greatest game on earth as together we realise the ambition to make Super League Raw the #1 online destination for the greatest sports community in the country, the fans of the Bet-Bred Super League.
Indeed. Please do join our team at Super League Raw this year. Please do get in touch with me. It'd be great to have your support so we can continue to produce shows like this for your entertainment in the long term. Right, off to the Catalan Dragons. What a game it's going to be in Catalan as the Warrington Wolves and Sam Burgess come to town on Saturday evening, 5:30 kickoff here in the UK. Steve McNamara has been talking to the press. Isao Takiaho, he is going to be remaining at the Catalan Dragons this season, but will not be featuring against the Warrington Wolves. He's out injured. Also out injured will be Tanguy Zenon and Manu Mao. He's out as well. But one man who will be playing is, well, someone that we believe is going to light up Super League this season. That man is Artur Morg.
going to need support. Arthur Morg with a fabulous try for the Catalan Dragons. That was out of the top drawer from the young fullback.
Here now is Morg, little sidestep, gets him away from O'Connor, gets him away.
Morg, one of those elusive players, he's elusive all right, Arthur Morg trying to go all the way.
What a player Arthur Morg is. And when you watch highlights like that, is it fantastic to have Super League back in just over 72 hours' time. Is he a good outside bet for Man of Steel? We believe this is going to be a sensational season for Arthur Morg. I personally can't wait to see him stride out for Catalan, not only against Warrington on Saturday night, but throughout the season. We're going to be keeping a close eye on the French international. We're just over 72 hours to go until this season starts. And what a way for it to start, the Hull Derby. They don't come much bigger than that, did he? What a game this is going to be on Thursday night. The Hull Derby, of course, Hull KR visiting Hull FC. We're going to see new players, of course, on both sides for this one. Passion, pride. Oh, it's going to have it all, isn't it? This is the Super League Raw Game of the Week. This will be the featured game. The 30-minute Game of the Week preview show will be back between now and kickoff on Thursday. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Go and get your tickets if you're in Hull. But for the rest of us, go and get your beers. Give the dog a bone. Get the kids to the grandparents. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the greatest game on earth. It's back this Thursday. Oh, we can't wait. I'm almost breathless. Come on! The Super League is back. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Super League Raw News Update. We hope you're enjoying this new feature for 2024. We will be back very soon. And don't forget to go onto YouTube and the podcast, catch up with what you've missed thus far, and we'll be back very soon. Bye for now.